Good day, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. It is great to be here. It's a great sunshine day here. Hopefully, it's not too hot where you're at. We're going to be in the mid 70s, so it's going to be quite nice today. But let's go ahead, take care of some introductions. Hello everybody, my name is Shawn Kozel. I'm a photographer. I am based in Germany. Wherever you are watching this, you are going to be able to see a Linktree link in the description right there. And it'll take you to every place I am on the interwebs. If you want to find me, that's how you can find me. Also, if you want to share your work, you can join my Discord. Stian, hello. Good to see you, Stian. You can join my Discord from here, and that looks something like this. How you doing, Stian? You doing well? You having a good day? Everything hunky-dory? I guess so. Over on my Discord, I've got a few channels for you. We've got your photos to edit. So if you have unedited photos, let it be JPEG or RAW, you can put them there. And once I have enough, I will do a stream of how I would edit your photos. Or how to fix your photos. Either way. We have the regular stream chat. We have a community artwork and project feedback. So if you want to share a project like the Ants project, that is where you share it. Stian says, good, surviving the heat and trying to fix my dishwasher. How is it in Germany? Still hot? No, it cooled down, thankfully. I did see you guys were really hot up north. Very strange. And what's going on with your dishwasher? I'm interested. I like to fix things. Yeah, it's going to be 23, 24 today, something like that. Oh, I don't have my phone. Oh, hold on. Right now, it says it's 70, but it's supposed to rain. Oh, okay. 30 degrees today. Been there, done that, Stian. Don't want to go back. Yeah. We had that, well, everybody in Europe had that little heat wave, and the US is cooking. There's like a tube under the sink to drain the dirty water. That's pooped out. It's held to fix. 23 degrees is perfect. Yeah, I prefer a little colder still. But I'm a polar bear. Now, it should be a pressure clamp. Welcome to Home Improvement with Shawn Kozel. Today, we're going to be working on Stian's dishwasher. So it popped off. Yeah, popped, not pooped. Popped. I got that. Well, I thought I was sitting there thinking like it died. So maybe it's somehow you said it pooped out, like when a motor dies, it pooped out. Yeah, the hose should just be a pressure clamp. Yeah, the pressure clamp wiggles when I tighten the screw. So it's the clamp. The clamp is stripped, it sounds like. That's my guess. Probably gonna need a new one. So that's gonna be my, so I gotta get the tube and clamp tight when screwing it tight. Stian, if I was there, I would help you out. So that's our tangent for today, everybody. Home improvement with Shawn Kozel, taking questions from everyone. And next on the line is Gerda. Hello? Okay. Good luck, Stian. Hold it in place tightly. Something's not right there. Something is not right. Because I know exactly what it is you're talking about. What color should I paint my tube? You have a tube? Is it like your own subway? Paint my tube. How about, hold on, let me bring this up really quick. One second. Okay, Stian says it's a weird setup. I have thought of just calling a plumber, but they start at like 150 euro. Yes, they do. You could go with the Mocha Mousse. Pantone color of the year. You could be all hip and with it. Go into the store and say, I would like some Mocha Mousse. And the paint shop would say, no, we don't serve food here. Please leave, sir, you're crazy. Come on, Stian. You're hip, you're with it. You're like those hip and with it kids. Okay, let's move on. Good luck, Stian. Keep me posted on your dishwasher, and also the color that you painted your tube. Why would you paint a tube? Still. Elena, hello. Good to see you, Elena. I hope you're doing well today. If you have a Behance account, you can feel free to subscribe to me here. That helps out the stream quite a bit. Or you could buy me a cup of joe. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, please subscribe, follow, like, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. Yeah. Let me see here. With paint, I know you're gonna paint something with paint, Stian. Thus the term, what color should I paint it? You don't say, what color should I paint with paint? I don't understand the tube part. What tube and why does it need painting? That was my question. Oh. Elena, I popped into one of your streams recently, and you know what? Let's give a shout out, since this is going to be a Twitch shout out for Elena, even though Elena, oh, now on Twitch. Okay. Making sure I get it right. Bam. It's a tube from the dishwasher to the drain. The painting part was just for laughs. Gotcha. You are welcome, Elena. I apologize that I have not been able to be active in your streams. It's just a time thing. So it's always kind of gets in the way of being able to see all the streamers that I want to. But big shout out to Elena. Amazing work. Okay, so let's see here what we've got going on today. I'm going to continue editing. This is interesting. No problem, I can understand. Thank you, Elena. I have been streaming for what, 5 years now? Probably close to maybe between 400 and 500 streams. And I can't remember this happening. Whereas I am completely at a loss of what to do. I'm at a loss. Usually this time of year, I'm doing Tour de France stuff. I'm doing the ladies Tour de France stuff. I'm making birthday cards for people. I'm making, videos for people, doing a lot of stuff. And I've been traveling and getting back to traveling. And so that means I've got a lot of photos. And so I have a lot of photos to edit. And hopefully it's interesting, because what happens is chat isn't as active when I'm editing, but viewership is way up of photo editing. So today I completely was trying to come up with an idea, something to create in Project Neo, jumping into maybe Firefly boards, doing something, and I couldn't think of anything. So today I apologize, everybody. We're going to be doing a fallback and doing travel editing. So we're going to be going to some of the older images, and when I say older, I'm just talking like weeks to a couple months old. And also finishing these from Slovenia. So that's the plan of attack for today. I hope that's okay. Of course, if we have any tangents like Stian's dishwasher or anything like that, I'm more than happy to talk about it, answer questions. So please put those in chat. But I say we get going at it. Hey, a riff. Good to see you. All right, so this is where we left off on Tuesday. This one might be cool. Black and white. Maybe. Depends upon the leaves. Stian says, I'll write down any other life problems I have in chat. Just give me a minute. Hopefully that's all it takes, Stian. I hope you don't have that many problems. Honestly. Okay, let's hit D for develop. First off, let's get into our transform. And we want to go ahead and make sure that our window is relatively straight, even though it's probably not straight. That's good there. Let's go into our crop. Let's lock down our ratio. Want to cut out that door just a bit. And for right now, we're going to call that good. Let's jump into our basics. Let's do a landscape. And look at these baby grapes. They're so cute. They're so cute. Grapes right now are just, it's amazing to me. And most of you know this, that I live in a wine region. So if I walk a couple blocks that way, or literally half a block that way is a vineyard. Between me and the river, so they've got a vineyard there. But I can get into the huge vineyards where it's everything, and it explodes with greens. How fast they grow always amazes me. Always amazes me. So little cute grapes. So nice. Okay. So in our basics, let's go ahead. We are going to switch this to black and white. I always find funny to see XP point on YouTube. Oh, yes. What did we get? We got a big boom from Elena. Bam. Thank you, Elena. Wake up. Wake up. You can do it. Come on. There you are. Yeah, the new XP points are trying to increase engagement. It's the way I think about it. No, Elena, you are the pleasure. We gotta beat Restream Bot. No. I'm always drawn to 7, I tell you. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's the blue filter. General, hello there. How you doing today, General? I think I like the blue filter. Okay, before we do anything, let's get into our tonal curve. And let's bring up our blacks just a tiny bit. Bring down our highlights just a bit. All right, now let's see what we can get. A riff. Last night I was on top on XP on Adobe Stream, so we could do again to beat the bot. General says doing good. Good. Good to hear it. Go for it. Go for it, a riff. Break those records. Okay, I'm gonna increase contrast just a bit. Highlights, I think we're just gonna bring them down just a hair. Let's darken the shadows. What I don't understand is how we get XP, because we all have 75 experience. The XP on YouTube is set up for chat. So how often you chat, not how often, how much that you chat in chat. So you get experience points. You get experience points on YouTube. The ability to destroy a record is insignificant next to the power of the force. Well, what's the record? General, what's the record? You tell me what the record is, and I'll tell you if it's significant or not. I'm gonna bring those whites down a bit. Just creating a little bit more contrast with the blacks. How many chats does a chatter chat in chat? I'm on 4th now though, and live spammed the chat since the start. Wait, it doesn't. Yeah, you should be number 1, Stian. Now you got me curious. Okay, please hold. I'm actually jumping. I've never jumped on YouTube on my own stream. At least I don't think so. General's up to number 2. What am I? Unranked. Unranked. I wonder if it's how often you chat in my stream. Because General's number 2. Stian's number 3. Oh, Restream Bot is number 1. Okay, I see what you guys... Hiya, Riff. Okay, let's close that. Yeah, until people come in, you guys should be able to take over the number 1 spot unless people from Twitch jump in and start chatting. So, yeah. Now I see what you're talking about, Restream being number 1. That amuses me. Okay. I'm gonna increase that texture. A little bit of clarity. Did I... Maybe I set a cap? I don't know. These leaves are really drawing my eye away, so we're gonna get a linear gradient. Take this over here. And... General says Restream Bot. I'm out of it for a little while. Everybody gets delusions of grandeur. I think you're out of it for a long time. Who does number 1 work for? I'm gonna just bring down that exposure on the leaves. Go into our greens. Oh, that's gonna mess it up. We don't want that. No, we don't. Restream Bot is me, a riff. It's not Darth Vader. It's me. Okay. I like that. I like what we got going on there. I knew Shawn was a bot. Got me, Stian. Got me. So I was in the... We're gonna take a quick tangent here. And... Whoa, get back here. The big reveal. Nah. Text avatar. So I was in a meeting last night with the Firefly team, and we were chatting. I brought up this text to avatar, and I was like, what is the use for this? I mean, what is Adobe's thought process behind it? And these are community managers. They're not developers. And so they really didn't have much to say about it. And I said, also, Why do most of these guys look drunk? I mean, really red eyes? It's like, come on. And the cutouts are really bad. They all have helmet head. Now, I informed the team. I'm like, look, I actually haven't even tried this yet because I can't get past looking at these avatars. Like, you know, all you do is you come up here, you create new, and you go through it. But I was like, why? What's the purpose? So it was quite an amusing conversation, to say the least. All right, let's see what we can do here. Darken those up a little bit. Brighten that up. That's darkening too much. Approva, hello. Good to see you. How are you? I hope you're having a great day. Let's get back into our basics. Let's increase our whites a hair. Digging that. Let's get into our effects. I hope you're having a good day. Now, the interesting thing with this photo is it's mainly about the play of light, having the shadows, having the highlights. You know, this is the before, and that's the after. I think we could probably bring in maybe some more texture into that door. Maybe see if we can get it to pop. So let's go ahead and let's do a select object, and let's grab tangle tool, and we can do that. There we go. Very nice. Thank you for that. And first off, let's get let's really crunch the texture on that. Add a little bit more clarity. I mean, even the dehaze is kind of cool on that. We don't need more contrast. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Enhance. I could. I mean, the enhance is right here now, for those of you that do not know. My credits renew tomorrow. Time to make 1,000 avatars. General saying, I think the colors need more pop. Not even gonna talk. Okay. Moving on, moving on. I like this. This has a lot going on. We're going to test this. I don't know how much this is going to mess it up, but give it a shot. Where are you? There. Ooh. Yeah, that's working for me. Ooh, let's make this straight. See how bad this messes things up. That. Yep, that works for me. That works for me. I'm liking it. Look at this place down here. Wine cellar or dungeon? Or dungeon wine cellar? Or it might be where they get their water. That's a possibility. Could be both. Could be all three. Okay, so this is 5 photos stitched together. Whenever I try to fix this, I end up confused. Stan says both. Are you talking about transform? If you are talking about transform, let's talk about the transform tool then. So let's go ahead, hit G for grid, and let's get out of here. Let me go hit none. And let's grab this one. Okay. So this building here, I was too close. Nothing is straight. It looks horrible. So the transform tool, let's go ahead and hit D, going into the transform tool. And let's talk about this. So first off, you have the manual transform tool in which you are giving the guides to the transform tool and you're taking control of it. Then you have some auto selections here. So if I go ahead, hit auto, boop, that did a pretty freaking good job. Let's hit off. And let's constrain the crop. Let's hit auto. Wow, that did a good job. Okay. The guided, as you can see, now I'm choosing using the lip. The loop, excuse me. Let's turn that off. When you hit level, now you're trying to level things. Didn't do a good job. Vertical, it's trying to get your verticals upright. Didn't do a good job. And then you've got full, which is trying to do everything, but now it constrained everything out. So let's turn that off. Let's turn off constrained crop. Hit full again. Yeah, that doesn't work. Yes, the transform. I tried putting it on auto the other day and I couldn't tell if it improved the image or just made the person bigger. This was in regular Lightroom. You mean Lightroom. No such thing as regular Lightroom. If there was a regular Lightroom, that would be Lightroom Classic. But they should all be working exactly the same in Lightroom, Lightroom Classic, and Adobe Camera Raw. And I do mean, excuse me, I do mean Lightroom on the web, Lightroom app, Lightroom, all the different Lightrooms that there are. So, okay, we know the auto worked well. So let's go ahead, and you want to try to get 3 points. Maybe the image was okay and the auto didn't fix anything. I have never tried using a transform on a person. General Kenobi, by the way, so this will make more sense if you don't know who General is. I'm glad Shawn's here to tell us these things, Chewie. I messed that up. I'm glad Shawn's here to tell us these things. Chewie, take the professor in the back and plug him into the hyperdrive. Okay, moving forward. So if I want to just try to get this straight, I'm going to take this wall, which I'm assuming is supposed to be straight. Okay, so we have one guide. And now I'm telling Lightroom, hey, make that straight to this edge. Okay, so far we're getting there. Now let's do the full roof line. So I'm going to do this corner all the way to that corner. All right. So as you can see, it's because of how I took the image, that is giving me the same result as the full. Okay, so let's hit off again. Now the auto, again, just gave me the same thing. Let's hit straight crop. Before it wasn't doing this. Why are you doing this? We're losing things here. So you need to make sure that you're taking the photo far enough back to get what you want. That's not going to crop anything out. So because something like this now, if you're like, okay, we need to make sure some things are straight, and I'm far enough back that if it crops a little bit, I'm going to be happy with that. But if we hit D for develop, we're still in the transform, and we are going to want, let's take this corner, let's make this corner straight. Right there. Let's make it straight with this corner. Okay, that's good. Now, there's a stage here, so that would be flat. So I'm looking to see what would be horizontal. Let's make the church. Okay, a little bit. So we just went from that to that. And from here, what you can do is you can come in with your crop, and let's unlock the crop. And I'm not losing anything of importance, so I can take that in. Crop that in even more. Yeah, let's go about right there. So as you can see, what we've got is the before and after. Before, after. So it's just trying to take everything and give it into a decent perspective. Now I can see something is a little amiss, but it's not a big deal. You're gonna find that perspective depends greatly on your own point of view. That's true. But all right, let's get back into this one. We're gonna hit D for develop. Let's reset it. So we've taken it all the way back. Now, if you don't want to use the auto functions, and that's including the guides, you've got all of these transform functions. So you've got the vertical, horizontal, rotate, aspect, scale, X offset, Y offset. So let's go ahead and you can start seeing, okay, we're getting close. Now, I'm looking at this building over here. Okay, so we've got that. Now, if we want to do a horizontal, you can really mess things up. That's really messing things up, so let's undo that. Then, of course, you've got an actual rotate if you're trying to change the horizon. You've got your aspect, which you can really mess things up, especially if there's people. We've got a regular scale. Let's go ahead, reset everything. Okay. Now we're getting into the X and Y offset. And so it's literally moving it in the X and then in the Y. So there's actually a great deal of control that you've got here. Let's do this. Where is Bucharest? Let's jump into Bucharest really quick. Give me a second, please, to find this photo. Image. So this is, I think this is the second largest building in the world behind the Pentagon. This place is massive, this palace. So playing with perspective, obviously taking something like this, Stan says, I think for me, I just need more experience with this tool and how things should look, because whenever I try to use it, it just looks weird because I'm not used to it. Do you have an example? Isn't it the heaviest building in the world? I believe it is. I know it might be, but it's the Pentagon in the United States and this building. Those are like the two. So anyway, this massive building, I specifically wanted, we had no clouds in the sky. Wasn't a big fan of the sky, so I specifically took the image this way so I could get the trees and try to do a little bit of framing. That's what I ended up with. So as you can see, the perspective tool, and I went way over the top on this. So this was, or the transform tool, not the perspective tool, but the transform tool. Like, I specifically went way over the top with this. This is a cloud image that I took. So I did a replace sky, did some way over the top editing on this one. But the main reason was to show what the transform tool can do. And this was before having anything like generative extend. And that is something. Hey, Oliver. Oliver came in, said hi, and Restream Bot said, congratulations, you received 100 messages today. So thank you, chat. And congratulations, Oliver, for being the 100th message. Thinking about that with generative extend now, let's get back. Where was I? Hi, Devlin. Let's jump into Slovenia. Let's get into our attributes. Let's get back down to this image here. Is that not a... Oh no, it must not have been. Okay. We're gonna try something. we are gonna try something. You have given me a great idea, Shawn. Now, sometimes photos like this and are out and you want to change, you want to transform them, you want to get them into perspective, the correct perspective. So let's open up Photoshop. I did not have Photoshop open. I knew eventually I probably would, but not prepared. And let's get back over into our Lightroom. Let's hit G for grid, Command E, and let's jump back over to Photoshop. And here is our, you're gonna add a dishwasher. Maybe. Okay, so to get this photo the way that I want it, we're gonna go ahead, hit C, and for the crop tool. And right now we've got generative expand. By default, background is selected. You've got content aware fill or generative expand. We're gonna hit generative expand. And I'm gonna do this in probably a couple pieces. So let's add that. And yet, I know. And if I wanted, so I didn't have to use 3 credits, I could have done all 3 at the same time. But we're gonna let Photoshop do its thing. So prompt, this is new, generative expand. Nope, just generate. Just generate. I'm actually looking to see if I'm in Photoshop beta or not. That would be awkward. Okay, let's check out our versions. So we're checking this side over here. It even added the wire, which was kind. Oh, we don't want a church. We don't want a church. Ooh, 3's not good. So we're gonna say yeah for that one. Daryl, how you doing, Daryl? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. All right, so we are gonna continue on. Now let's go ahead. We're gonna go get back into the crop tool. So you have to leave the crop tool and then we can hit C again. We're gonna make sure that we are on generative expand. And let's do a little bit of the top there and just take this one over like so. Let's let it do its thing. Daryl, I think I have seen you in my chat more often than your evil twin brother. Oh, no, just generate. Don't ask me these things. Daryl says, not bad, thanks. Hi, all on YouTube. Oh, they can see everything you're saying. And they get upset because the Gen bot is, what did it added? Look at this, it added a dirty lens, a dirty sensor. What are you saying, Firefly? Not a dirty sensor? We'll use this one. Okay. So, Big Brother YouTube sees all. A UFO. It could have been. Let's hit Command S. We're going to save it. Let Photoshop do its thing. So now it's saving back over to Lightroom Classic. It even adds sensor dust. Firefly's got a sense of humor sometimes. I can give it that. Not that I always find it funny. So as you can see now, here is our 544 edited PSD. And so if we look, that is our new image. That's our old image. So, whoops, wrong way. So what we're able to do here is we can go ahead, hit D for develop, going back into our transform. Let's hit constraint crop. hit auto, and boom. That did a good job. Okay, let's turn that off. Let's do a guided, like how we did before. So let's make that wall straight. Jump over here. Make this wall straight. I hope it's straight. Let's grab our roof line. The roof. I know it's been some time. Brother is very busy with things and work. Yeah, I know. I don't like what it did. So let's do an off. See, it's missing the level. That's really taking it off there. Maybe I should have extended more. Okay. Let's hit G for grid. Let's take this. We're going to edit in Photoshop. Is there a limit that how many lines you can draw? Like, could you add the columns as well? Yes, there is a limit. And where are you? Oh, it's coming over. Okay. The limit, I believe, is 4 lines. So what you're doing normally is you're trying to pick 2 of your columns horizontally, 2 vertically. Vertically, horizontally. Okay, let's do a Command S. Save that. It shouldn't have... I'll show you what I mean. You don't have to do it, just hypothetically. What are we here for then? Okay, let's jump over into Lightroom. Now see, this is not, okay, there we go. That's better. All right, let's hit D for develop. So what Shawn is asking, and why did you automatically come back in? But that is, let's delete these. Let's just click on them because now they're in wrong positions. There we go. All right, so we want, like, if I say I want that straight, we want this one straight. Okay, now we want to make sure that the columns are straight, which they're usually columns are not. So now it's not doing anything, right? And let's keep going. Let's add that one. Okay. So that's 4. Okay, so the limit is 4. So usually, Maple Glades, good to see you. Usually what you're trying to get is you're not going to do the columns. Okay, so like for here, let's go ahead, delete both of these. Like we know that we want, when you transform, that we're going to want this edge and this edge straight. Now we come in and we're going to want the roof line. So let's grab this, grab our roof line. And for the 4th one, what you can do is you can come down here and say, okay, we want, and I'm looking at the bottom, and let's do the windows. So we're going to grab from this window to this window, we want it to be flat. Okay, so that just made a huge difference. So now with our building, and I can tell we need to expand even more now. With this building, we have our two outside walls or columns. Those are parallel. We have our roof, and we have a lower level that is parallel. So we've just squared this building up. Now the problem is I've created a tangent here. So if we want to keep going, let's go ahead. We're going to reset this back. Okay. Now I realize we need more space. We need more head space even still. So let's G, Command E. Let's edit. Let's jump over into Photoshop. And now let's get back in. Yep, update please. Get back in, hitting C. And let's even give more sky. So this is a worst case scenario. Okay, scratch that. Not worst case scenario. We've always seen worse. But this is a bad case scenario in which, you know, I am so cattywampus. Let's hit Command S with this building that in my mind, when I took it, I wasn't thinking that I was going to ever use this. This was more or less a have-to photo. Look where I've been. This is not an important photo. But for an example in which Stan was talking about, I'm really happy. So again, this is the original. This is the updated with the generative extends. Now we're going to get rid of all this. So D, getting back into our develop. Let's try the auto. Nope, don't like it. Let's turn it off. We are going to grab this. There's a lot to think about when taking a photo. There is. And with what happens, and while I'm just going to keep doing this and keep talking, what happens is you start to know, as you gain your eye, your photography eye, you start to figure out this is going to be good. And so you start looking specifically for things. Other times you'll see something and I'm thinking like, yeah, I really don't even freaking care about this. But I just want this photo. Okay. So you just take it arbitrarily like this. Approve it, have a great day. Now from this point here, we would jump in, we would do our cropping, and we could go with a panoramic here. We could get rid of that. And if I really wanted to, we could use the remove distractions and get rid of the wire that's over to the side. You could do that. Okay, since this is yep, pretty good. All right, so we went from that image to that image, which of course is just more appealing in the sense of it's straighter. Is it boring? Absolutely. It's unedited except for the transform, and we've gotten rid of the majority if not all, of the generative extend. So, Stian, I have to say thank you, because I've never put the two together, and I never thought about the idea of jumping into Photoshop when I want to try to transform an image to extend it for that specific reason. Sometimes you just need an image of a building. That's true. That is true. So yeah, this actually was a good exercise to kind of show how to do that. Like the follies, I guess it would be, with your unstraight photos. Very interesting. So thank you, Stian, for asking that question. And wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. There you are. Okay. For those of you that have been around some of my travels, I don't know why, but I love fishing gear. But Stian says, but you're welcome. I don't know how I promoted the idea, but I'll take the credit. No, Stian, this is the way it worked. So as a photographer and an editor, mainly an editor, you are a problem solver. And so you gave me a problem in which I was trying to show how to use a transform tool properly in Lightroom Classic, Lightroom, and Adobe Camera Raw. And there was a problem with my image that I had to solve. So that's how we got there. How many travels? That I don't know, General. I can say 41 countries, but as for how many travels, I don't even know. I mean, it used to be like every weekend. And when you're talking about traveling, when we moved here to Germany, exploring a new country where you live, I would constitute that as traveling. I meant countries. We never heard about that. Now you're just being a smart aleck. Stian says, it's funny you say that because whenever someone asks what a graphic designer like me does, in short, I say I solve problems. Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you, Stian. The thing with graphic designers, and because I'm not trained, I'm not trained, I've never studied to be a graphic designer like that. My problem is I don't know how to discover the problems that need to be solved. That's a problem for me. So, okay, now let's take a look at this. Distractions. I do not mind the people up here. I do mind these people. She's all like snarky, like, why are you taking my photo, you big jerk? Jeez. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit D for develop. You fool, I've been trained in your photographer arts by Count Dooku. Is it Dooku or Doku? Doku. There's some good case generators, but the best problems are usually found in the wild. Yeah. Okay, I know we're going to need to use generative AI for this. So let's just see how this does. And I'm going to make sure, grab his hand, I'm going to grab part of the wall. And be gone. Typically, the biggest problem is the client. Holy snikes! I did not expect that to be that good. That's the before. That's the after. Wow. Wow. Okay. Firefly, you amaze me sometimes. Let's go ahead. Let's get into some cropping here. Oh, I already cropped it. Interesting, interesting. Let's take that up. Bring this in just a little bit. Bring that down. I'm gonna actually bring that one in. I like those flowers right there in the corner. What is this? You're gone. Don't like you. That's nice. Go with 2. All right. I like what we've got going on here. So when I stitch this together as a panorama, Lightroom, I use the auto feature. So you can see everything has been changed, which is fine. No big deal. But we can also come in and make some fine adjustments. Like, okay, we want to just bring up our blacks so those are not clipping. We could take our whites up. Touch more right before they're clipping. Now it doesn't add any texture. So we can add a bit of texture, bit of clarity. I've shared some websites on your Discord that can be used to create cases if you want to work more on graphic design. No, I really don't. No, I'll look at them, Shawn. Thank you. Yeah, I'll look at them. That's all I can say. Um, I am going to leave graphic design to the graphic designers. You know, I will dabble, I will play, and the knowledge that I need to have goes more around the idea of how to use the tools for graphic design. Don't go down that dark path that only leads to the dark side. Stan says it's mandatory. I expect a portfolio by end of summer with 50 new brands. Okay, I say ad breaks are coming up. It's my logo. I came up with, maybe it's under live stream work. Where would that be? Okay. Thank you, Stian. Thank you for sharing. Let's go here. So I was going to this was a couple years ago, and I can't remember where I was influenced or where I was inspired from. But I started wanting to take a series of logos and like rebrand them for me. Like somehow instead of using, you know, the Adidas logo for that, to somehow recreate it with my name in it. Or take it the other way around. Take the name, the Adidas, and put it with my logo. So I started doing a little bit of research and downloading some logos. And I don't remember why I stopped, but I did. So that was the beginning of kind of a logo exploration, not in the sense for me, because I like my logo. Oh, I just poked my eye out. I like my logo. It's still, it doesn't feel old-ish. I've had it, I've updated it, I think 2 years ago. I think. Yeah, I think I'm okay with it. I'm not bored with it, I'll put it that way. It's one of those things that if I start doing, it brings chat out of the woodwork. Like if I'm working in InDesign, Devlin goes crazy. If I'm trying to, what are these people doing? Don't jump. You know, if I'm looking at making a photo book, and not in Lightroom Classic, but in InDesign. Oliver says, InDesign, you say? I do. Every now and then, it's like once a year, I do a stream in InDesign. or I try to get into some type of graphic design, and chat usually just goes crazy because I'm a freaking animal. Where's the guides? Use the guides. I don't know what the guides are. People are giving me all these basic rules that like every single designer learns on the first day. I don't know. Sorry. Okay, let's get in. Oh my God. What have you done? See, I've brought Clever Devil out of the pits. I knew that would bring you out. Hey, Bruce. How you doing? When I first got a computer, I was too cheap to buy both word processor and DTP, so I just used DTP for everything. When I started using Word, I found it so restrictive and annoying. Then I got InDesign and was like, I am home again. I will take your word for it. I will take your word. I have great respect for InDesign. I do not speak poorly of InDesign at all. And I do not speak poorly of the people that use it. Well, I don't speak poorly of the people that use any of the Adobe apps. But all right, let's get into some masks. Let's get a linear gradient here. Hi, Uma. Bruce says, doing well, getting my walk on, so on via mobile. How are you today? I'm doing good. Taking care of a lot of the errands that I needed to get taken care of. Ready for the weekend, so that's always a plus. How are you, Uma? I hope you're doing well. By the way, everybody over on YouTube, just to let you know, now that Uma and Bruce and Oliver are here on Twitch, you're all going down. Restream bot is going to take over the #1 spot. I just you wait. Frank, hello. Yeah, for all of you just coming in, Arif and Shawn were all about taking over the Restream bot XP #1 spot on YouTube. And I was like, you just wait until the people from Twitch show up. Huh? Yeah. Who are you now, #2? Who's #2? Is it Shawn? Shawn, I'm a lousy #2. Arif's been quiet, so he's probably dropped out of the ranking. General's probably #3, and Restream bot is back up to #1. That's my guess. I don't know. We could look. You want to look? We can look. Okay. Oh, All right. Hold on. I gotta mute this quick. Okay, it's muted. Restream bot number 1. Look at that. Way to go, Twitchers. That's such a horrible name. Restream bot needs to calm down. No. You know, it's amazing that when I'm going through my analytics after streams, or just checking analytics, that it's always amazing to me to see how many chats come up. It's pretty freaking cool. The numbers, I'm always impressed. So you always do a good job, chat. Thank you for that. What do we want to do? Let's see what we can do. Let's grab another linear gradient. Let's take it this way. It's too big here. And a little bit of clarity there. Just darken that up. That's working for me. I almost feel like we want to do some color grading here. Let's get it started. Start with our shadows. Let's get this blue. Holding shift, as you can see, I can set the hue that I want. Then holding shift, I can adjust the amount of saturation. So really, I just want to come in about 25. Let's go to our highlights. And we want to be about 25 is good. And again, the amount of saturation, we want it very minimal. So we'll take that. Do about 22. Let's do our midtones. And got a lot of midtones. Let's take that to about 35. And we want our saturation just to be a little bit over. And that's the before. That's with it turned off. That's with it's on. So it's just kind of adding a little color grading to it. Just having a bit of fun. And we do want a vignette. Let's get into our detail. Add some sharpening there. Let's hold down the option. Bring that back. Yeah, so that's the original. That's after. A little more inviting. A little more inviting. But I mean, really, what castle that it is set up in a built into a cave is too inviting? Frank says, dumb question, Shawn, no such thing. Do you know why shutters are striped at castles in this area? There's only shutters on two sides, but not on everything. No. Do you? Do you know? I always thought it had something to do with the crest, like a family crest, a family design. If you look up here, it has the stripes on the pole, and on the flag itself, the crest is also has it. So I'm assuming, I can't say this 100% for sure, but I'm assuming it is part of the crest design. Let's hit G for grid. Okay, hold on, I'll be right back. Umicorn, it's Slovenia. Okay, let me that is going to be right before going to Peron. Or was that on the way to Peron? Okay, hold on. I've got my itinerary out. That's the caves. Maybe it was day. Okay. I think I got it here. Let me bring this up. And jeez. This text is way too small. It's Pred Yama Castle. Yep. Okay. So let's move the paperwork. Rest. A flag. See what we can get here really quick. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here is the flags from the inside. So they're all striped. So that is my guess. Why do they have stripe? Ton of flags set up there. It wasn't like that when I was there. Okay, let's try crest. Okay, here it is. This is what we saw on the flag. So, there you go. The reasoning that these shutters are striped is because it's on their crest. And if we get back over into Lightroom Classic, let's open that up. Coming up here, let that load. This is a huge image. You can see the crest with the stripes on it right there. So, yeah, there you go. Good question, Frank. Oh no. AI, and that's not Illustrator. AI answer certain motifs such as heraldic colors could indicate membership in a family, clan, institution, or even a region. Okay, so from the time that Frank asked that question, I was able to Google confirm and actually personally confirm everything. And Frank got the answer, or an answer from AI. Jackie, hello? Note, double check AI answer. We did it. We did it, Frank. We figured it out. Jackie, I hope you are doing well. Good to see you. Umacorn says, hi, Jackie. And I'm reading that in case anybody doesn't know that Restream doesn't, there's no Restream bot in Facebook. So the people in Facebook can't see what you say. So I have to say hi for you. Bruce says, good day, Jackie. Just to make sure that Jackie knows you're not alone. Jackie says, I am. Morning, everybody. Good morning. I was going to say it's, what's it? What, 8 there? So yeah. Okay, I think we are, let's go ahead. Before and after. Yep, I'm happy with that. Let's move on. We got a little hidden waterfall. Frank says, hi, Jackie. I don't think I want to do anything with this image. I like this. 806. Yeah, it's hilarious. I was in a meeting last night. Let's see. The people that, it was 6 p.m. my time. The people in India, it was 9:30 their time, and they were spent. It was the last meeting of the day. They were tired. And then we had a guy that was in Vancouver, BC, British Columbia, and it was 9 a.m. for him. So having lived or being from Oregon and New York and having family in both places, definitely going to the States. I know the time zones. Got the time zones down pretty good. Going east, yeah, not so much. Not so much. I might just do a tiny bit of editing on this image just because I don't want to lose anything in here. Let's go in, let's switch it to a landscape. Let's bring our blacks up just a hair. So we're not clipping. Let's increase our whites for right now. And the main thing that I'm going to be looking at is this frame of the waterfall. It's even more confusing when you add daylight savings. Yes. Yes, the EU was supposed to get rid of it, or let me rephrase that. The EU voted, I believe it was 2019, that the countries that take part of the EU could make the decision upon themselves to get rid of daylight savings or not. Germany was in the action of getting rid of it, and the pandemic hit. So that was thrown out the window, and I don't think anybody's ever brought it back up since then. They're like, oh, they heard us talking about daylight savings. They've talked about removing it as long as I can remember. No, but the EU voted and gave the countries the opportunity to make the decisions themselves. What am I doing? What am I doing? Let's get a mask. We're going to do a radial gradient. We want a radial gradient right here within our frame. We can even go a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. Bring that around. And let's go ahead. We have a minister in government that are every year out in the media apologizing that they haven't removed it yet. I mean, how do you apologize for that? Sorry. We haven't done anything. Sorry about that. Okay, we are going to increase our whites right before we're clipping. Increase our exposure just a tiny bit before we're clipping. The UK trialed removing it and people didn't like it. What is your thoughts? I know I have a lot of people from the UK and from all over the world. So if anybody wants to put their 2 cents in, or give your opinion, I would love to hear it. But the UK is I think they're actually going to be doing it now. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. That they are going to be allowing 16-year-olds to vote. Oliver, I'm interested to hear if you have an opinion on that. On the American international news that I watch and take part in, they were talking about the benefits of it. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It'll counter all the grumpy old people voting for reform. Yes, but there definitely is among young men, and I'm not trying to get political here. We're not talking political. We're talking actual voting rights. So I'm going to stop myself. I'm just going to stop myself. Yes, that was one of the benefits, Oliver. You are correct. Stan says, I've seen research that 16-year-old voting can increase voter turnout, but that was a long time ago. One of the things that they talked about with voter turnout is that people, young parents that have kids that are getting ready to vote, the parents become more active and are more likely to vote than they were before. Because the conversation now, I don't know what it's like in the UK. Well, heck, I don't know what it's like any place in the world anymore. It's been so long, but you know, when I was young, I moved out when I was 17. So if you're still living at home and having these political conversations about voting around the dinner table, yeah, I can see it being very, very beneficial, because those years that the kids are getting ready to vote, they're learning about it in school, they're hearing about it, blah, 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 in uni or wherever they're at. I mean, in the UK, 16 is the age of consent, so I don't know why we think that's okay, but not voting. Oh, let's not even start going down that path, Oliver, because that's the same argument that you hear, that you can, in the US, you can go and die for your country at 18, but you can't have a beer. Or a glass of wine. And I'm not talking hard alcohol. I mean, obviously here in Germany, if I'm not mistaken, is it 15 that you can buy wine and beer? But then I think you have to be 18 or 21 to get hard liquor. I don't know the law. I haven't been carded. But yeah, so yeah, that's a whole other topic. Denmark is worse. Denmark is worse. I know you mean worse. You can be 14, I think, to buy beer. It's 14 here to buy with a meal with adults, 18 to buy elsewhere. Oh. 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 I've never heard that distinction before, Oliver. Having a meal with adults. Sorry, I lied at 16. Now, okay, now, hold on, I gotta Google this. Okay. Oh, what is this? Oh, that's a consumption. We don't want consumption. Okay. In Germany, now this is from Google, so nobody, I'm not a lawyer. Nobody says, well, Shawn said. This is Google, so disclaimer. Purchasing and consuming alcohol varies from beverage types. Individuals must be 16 years old to purchase and consume beer and wine, but the legal age for spirits, hard alcohol, is 18. Children and adolescents under 16 may not be allowed to drink alcohol. May not. Oh, okay. Whoa, hold on. I messed that up. Children and adolescents under 16 may be allowed to drink alcohol with parental supervision. Under 14, not allowed to purchase or consume any alcohol. Under 14 and 15 allowed to drink beer and wine, but only with the supervision of a parent or guardian. 16 to 17 allowed to purchase beer and wine. 18 and older allowed to purchase and consume any alcohol. Okay, beer and wine at 16, spirits 18, I think, in the Netherlands. All right. Interesting. Okay, let's get. I love these tangents we have. I do. Let's see what we got here. I like that. Very minimal, but just I like the framing. I don't think we need to do anything else with it. I mean, we could add a little bit of a vignette. Just a little bit more of a pop. Yeah, I don't even want to sharpen that. I'm gonna call that good. If only there was a body that could come up with an international standard so it was the same everywhere. You know, here's the problem, Oliver. There's a place, I can't remember what it's called. There's a place that has a bunch of, it's a huge place, a bunch of, I can't remember, districts, whatever. And they kind of had this federal oversight, if you will, over everything. And people said if only there was a body that could oversee everything. And so they came up with a series of laws. And let's just use the speed limit. Let's use the speed limit as an example. So just so this is not going to be a hot topic, but speed limit. So this government Tim, hello. Tim says, I voted for Shawn as an international supreme leader of the universe, but my vote was rejected. Oh my gosh. I'm not holding my breath. We can't even standardize bins between areas in this UK. Hey, Alessandra, good to see you. So this country, if you will, decided to make the speed limit 55 miles an hour. And for those of you that don't know, miles per hour, that's less than 100K. So what is that? 55 miles an hour is probably 85, 90K, something like that. By the way, thank you for the vote, Tim. Greatly appreciated. And then it got to the point that I don't know who, because this I was young. Oops. I think I just gave away where this was. But then this governing body, 88.5 kilometers per hour. Thank you, Oliver. So, gosh, that's slow. So this governing body that oversaw this entire nation, I mean, 55 miles per hour. It's the US. Well, so then they turned around and they're like, no, we're going to let the states make up their own mind. Now, at this time, I just got my driver's license. So this was a long time ago. And so the idea that a lot of the states went from 55 to 65 and then 70 miles an hour. And then, you know, there's parts of Montana that don't have speed limits, like on just straight roads. But again, within the United States, the infrastructure doesn't have the same smoothness as, let's say, Germany, to be able to turn around and have no speed limits in certain areas of the Autobahn. Our infrastructure just sucks, and that really gave away what I'm talking about. So the governing body that oversees everything, yeah, they can try to do it for a while, but then eventually they're like, no, we're just going to let you. Wait, you got your driver's license when they invented speed limits? Stian, I am not as old as dirt. We just got out of the hospital at the same time. Is there not a national cap on speed limits? Like here, where we have no speed limit, it's still 60, and on single carriageways, 70s on dual. Okay, no, Oliver, each state set their own speed limits. So on the freeway, it could be 55, it could be 65, it could be 75. So it just depends upon the state. Now, do the states take into consideration if it's a straight highway? No, they really don't. They just do it like, okay, speed limit is 75 miles an hour. There you go. On highways and freeways. And of course, you know, they have inner city speed limits and all that stuff. But mainly I'm talking about the federal roadways that are being governed by the federal government. And so the federal government was setting the speed limit until eventually they just got sick of it and was like, you do it yourself. We trust you. So that was a long freaking story. I played with this picture too much. I don't want to anymore. You know, for those of you that know, Tim always wears black. I didn't tell this story, but that's Tim on his yacht. Hey, Tim. Can I have a ride? No. I don't know who you are. Okay. Stan says, anyways, you're most likely dead crashing anything over 70 miles an hour. No, not really. Road size doesn't make a difference here. Single carriage way, main road, 60 miles an hour. Single track country, 60 miles an hour. But good luck doing that speed limit and not losing bits of the car. Yeah. I've been to the UK enough. I understand that. Okay. I just want to play with this really quick. So first off, what we need to do is we need to get our horizon straight. So let's grab our water there. Get on over here using our ruler. That is looking good. Again, look out for the bit. God dang, quit turning off. Watch out for the bits of road surface between the potholes. Tim, no place to be safe from the paparazzi. I do not know. When we showed up, we had to park. There's no cars that are allowed in Peron. I mean, let me put it this way. You can't park in Peron. So you have to drive in, you drop off your luggage, you go out, you park in a parking lot outside the village, and then you walk back in. So we were coming back, and in the port, let me see. I know I've got, let's turn this off. I have a picture of the port. I thought I did from up above. Okay, so yes, this area here is where I was standing, and I took the picture of Tim's boat, which you can see the sail, the mast right here. So there was a yacht that was anchored out in this area here, and it was using a boat like this to actually go out and get people from the boat and come back in. It was using, like, I think these are either ferries or water taxis, whatever. And it looked, let's get back here. It looked so freaking tiny next to that yacht. Like, I have not seen yachts that freaking big. I mean, actually, excuse me, I have. I've been to Nice, I've been to Monaco, I've been to all those places. But it was just surprising to look at, like, this little tiny ship that looks like a dinghy next to this monster, like, super yacht. 90 kilometers an hour, front to front, is most likely death, according to the Safety Traffic Organization here. Front to front? That's a head-on collision, Stian. My wife was in a 5-car pileup going over 100K an hour. Car was totaled. She had a stiff neck. The car went up into the barrier, didn't flip, spun it around. On the other side of the highway it landed, and everything was just trashed. Speed doesn't kill you, coming to an abrupt halt does. And it depends upon the vehicle in which you are driving. If you go back, there is a YouTube video of is it an Impala? I believe it was an Impala like a 1959 Impala. I mean, we're talking old Detroit American heavy steel, monster, just huge boat of a car. And it went and did a head-on collision with a new Impala, with, of course, the safety standards. And I think the year was 2000, maybe 2005. So a 1950s, 1960s Impala versus a 2000 Impala. Head-on collision, doing something like 50 miles an hour. The Impala, the new Impala, the dummies, one of the dummies had a broken ankle. The old car, the engine was sitting in the driver's, like where the driver was supposed to be. So yeah, things have changed. Devlin says we all drive 80 miles an hour in Texas on a regular basis, and 80% of the vehicles are pickup trucks, maybe more. I think you're all just stuck with the number 80, Devlin. I mean, yeah. You're compensating for that 1 star. Had to. Sorry, Devlin. You know you're the best. She's gonna get me back for that one. Okay. Alessandra says, Sly, right now my city, there is trash strike going on, so that's fun. Stinky situation. I drove a large box truck 85 miles an hour out in West Texas. Okay. One of the very first things that I used to do, let me rephrase that. The first time we were here, I'd pick them up at the airport, people that would come to visit Germany, and I'd be like, all right, cool. And pick them up at the airport, and on the way back home, we're on the Autobahn, and there's no speed limit. So I was like, I did this to everybody. I'm like, you want to go 100 miles an hour? They're like, yeah. So I'd take it up. I'm like, okay, we're doing 108 miles an hour. There you go. You've done it. A lot of people were kind of a little nervous about that. But, okay. What have I done to this? Nothing. Which one am I on? Did I reset it? Yeah, okay, that's straight. Good. I forgot where we were. What have I done? All right, let's jump in. Do a landscape. Ooh, I like that. It's nice. Let's bring down the highlights. I love these rocks. Shawn, in Germany, do you have tolls and an easy pass? No, we do not. But you have to be aware, Bruce, that what other countries have. So if I want to jump over to Czech Republic or something like that, you have to get a vignette. And so you buy a vignette for X amount of money and you put the sticker on your card. Now, other places like Slovenia, they do have tolls. So I think I probably, what did I do? I had to pay for 8 days of driving. I think I had to pay like 30 euro, 32 euro in tolls. through Slovenia. And they have the Easy Pass, but it's totally different. It's done with license plates numbers and not that little box like they do up in Boston. They've got a box that you put in the windshield. Oh, Tim, I didn't even see that. Tim says, so you were basically inching along on the Autobahn according to every Audi driver ever. Oh my gosh. Audi drivers in Baden-Württemberg, because that's where Audis are made, the home base. Oh my gosh, they are crazy aggressive, fast drivers. The cool thing is, like, the R8 is a handmade production car from Audi. It's gorgeous. And so it's just like Lamborghini. They have specific drivers that have license to go out and just tear up the Autobahn. And so having an Audi, they think it's gives everybody the right. Okay. I am trying to understand what the heck you're talking about. Stan says, I usually drive a 50-ton Siemens costing about 3.2 billion Norwegian kroners. Do I have a kroner here? I think I got a kroner. Yeah, I got a kroner right here. Let's see, this is 1997. Hey, Stian. Yeah, it's a Norwegian krone. 1979. Norge. There you go. Got it sitting right here on my desk. 3.2 billion kroners, but I've had to settle for a 14-ton Mercedes at 4.2 million because of repairs. Okay. I'm just catching up. The metro and the bus. Okay. Too bad it's damaged as a whole right in the center. That is hilarious. Let's read that again. Stan says, I usually ride a 50-ton Siemens costing about 3.2 billion Norwegian kroners, but I've had to settle for a 14-ton Mercedes at 4.2 billion kroner. The bus and train. Oh, Stian, that's funny. That's funny. Can't buy anything. Do you even use cash anymore? That was one of the things, like, in a lot of the Scandinavia, you just don't even use cash. We were in Norway. We went to a pub to get a glass of wine or beer. And I'm like, cash, credit? And he's like, credit? We don't do cash. Wow. We're trying to phase out cash in the Netherlands. So the first time I was here, Germany was a cash-based society. I mean, I always carried cash, going to festivals, going anywhere. You just out to dinner. You never paid with your credit card. And since we've come back, it's really becoming more and more credit cards. I mean, yeah, it's surprising. Like, I never used a credit card at at a grocery store until recently, like in the last couple years. It was always cash. Restaurants, cash, everything. So yeah, it's surprising. It's surprising. Stan says no, I use Apple Pay and Vips. I haven't used cash in maybe 10 years. I love cash, but it's gross. Yep. Stan says I love Germany, but I hate that I always have to have cash because some places only take cash. It's so expensive to withdraw as a foreigner. Yeah, yes, I agree with that. We were not, when we came here, we tried to get a German bank account and they were like, no, you don't exist. And it's like, fine, forget you then. I wish we did. We don't. I wish we did. But yeah, I still pay German taxes. I still, everything else, but okay. I must say, today has been absolutely unproducve, but we have had the best conversations, chat. This is great. I was going to say, we need to, I have 20 minutes left. I have 15 minutes left, but I'm in no hurry. Devlin says my nearby taco bender is cash only. Now I want barbacoa, but we'll have to wait because they always only open weekends, dang it. I could buy euros before I travel, but I don't know how much I need and don't want to get too much. Yes. Yeah, I get that. We got to the point of forget this buy. We traveled so much to so many different countries that we're like, forget this. We're not dealing with buying cash for whatever country we're going to. So we would tell our bank, we have a bank app, and we would say, okay, we're going to this country. Now we don't have to do that. But before, you used to have to do this. And you're saying, I'm going to this country for this month. Make sure don't block anything. And so whenever we would show up, we'd go into town, whatever town, we'd find a bank, a main bank, and we would just withdraw money. The whole cash thing is just dumb. I have a cash bag full of change and bills from all over Europe that don't use euros, obviously. I don't put it in euros. We're done with the cash thing. Let's just steal everything we want instead. No. In this blew me away, Stian, and this is probably normal to you. So this was the first time. That's fine. You can always donate your spare euros to the MoBest Fund for Forgotten Studio Managers. Oh, Tim. You're never forgotten. Oh, that breaks my heart. I'll send you some euros. Where was it? Oh, yeah, we were at a museum, Mrs. Shawn and myself. We were at a museum and we're like, okay, we finished, we're hungry, and they had a couple food trucks outside. And I'm like, I don't have any cash. Or I was low on cash, that's what it was. And so I'm standing there and I'm like, I wonder if they take cards. I don't know. And then the person is like yelling down the line, what do you want? What do you want? So I panicked and I'm like, oh, we'll have this and that. And he's like, okay. So we're waiting, we're like 4 deep in line waiting for our food. And all of a sudden the woman in front of me turns around and hands me this thing that was probably no bigger than this Leatherman. little tiny thing. And I'm like, what do I do with this? She goes, you put your card in it. And I'm like, what? She goes, you just put your credit card, just pop it in like that and it reads it. What are you talking about? And so we got up and I was like, I paid? And the guy's like, yeah, that's how we do things. I was like, that is so cool. I'd never seen that before. But also I'm going back to Germany eventually, so what's so bad having extra euros? Yeah. I do that whenever, okay, now I gotta show. We have an ad break. I'm gonna get some more water. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. Okay, hopefully everyone's back. Nate, hello. Good to see you over on Facebook. Actually, let's do this. Hopefully everybody is back. I see a lot of the dance party happening. Hold on, let me put this. Oh, Alessandra's still on ads. Okay. We can wait. We've got another like 50 seconds for ads. I swear, Alessandra gets 9 ads. Why does Alessandra get so many freaking ads? Like, I get one ad on Twitch, and it's always the same one about esports. Some esport. I don't even know what the ad is for. I get one ad. I don't get it. All right, 12 seconds. Must be Boston. Yeah, don't give me any ads. Okay. We're waiting for... I'm thinking of going back to Germany in October. Probably too late for Oktoberfest, though. Yeah, that would be. That would be too late. And are you going to Munich? I mean, you don't say. I'm going. I mean, obviously, there's other Oktoberfests in Germany other than just in Munich. But usually, if you're saying I'm going to Germany for Oktoberfest, it would be Munich. München. Frank is back. Okay, so I was just gonna show this really quick. Whoa. Sub goal. Dupe. Oh my gosh. Dupe Bug, thank you so much. Hold on, we gotta get into here. We gotta give a big shout out to Dupe Bug, gifted a 1-tier sub to Penny Doodles. Or not Penny Doodles, Helpful Doodles, Alessandra. For getting 9 ads. Dupe Bug, thank you so much. That is so kind of you. And I know ads be gone. Alessandra is as happy as I am. So thank you so much. Stian says, I don't know where I'm going. I've applied for holidays, but my boss is on vacation. I don't even know what I want. Bug is a rock star. I agree, Bruce. I'm getting a shout out from Umacorn. Just a long weekend that worked well for time off. Devlin says, I'm spoiled in South Texas because of the old German settlers from back in the day. We get Oktoberfest and Versfest. Yep. We got a bunch of emotes. So nice. So yeah, like, just so you can see. Oh, I got the boom going. That was a long Duke bug boom. All right, let's get in. Like, we've got the 5 pounds. Some of these are going to key out, but we've got like a 5 pound note there with fish on it. I got just, you know, a ton of little money that's probably worth, I don't know, maybe $5. I have a 10 pound note from the Bank of Ireland. I have a 500. There we go. I have a 500 note kroner. Hey, Stian. There you go. I got 550 kroner right there. So that's what, like $3? Bank of Ireland, 20 pound. That is, I think, the Bank of Ireland or Northern Ireland. Can't tell. Oh, the Norwegian ones are invalid now? What? These won't work if I go back? Serious? At least the 150? The 500? The 50? That's worthless now? Totally green keen out. What else do we have? I've got... Can't even pronounce that. What is that? Oh, Bank of Swiss. 10 something. They have vertical. These are actually pretty cool. This is... I don't even know what country this is. Pula, Croatia, 10 whatever it is they have in Croatia. A kuna. Here's 100 kroner from Norway. That's an old one. Now that's old. The 51 looks new, but the bills with faces, okay. So the bills with faces changed a couple of years ago. I think you can still exchange them. So what Stian is talking about is this is 100 kroner, and that's no longer good. But the 500, this is an updated one, is good. That's okay. That's interesting. Here is an old 50 kroner with a face, so that's no good. I just enjoy having these, to be honest with you. That is a 20 note, 20 something. Fun fact, my great grandfather was on the old $200 bill. Wow. Croatian is no longer used? Dang. Okay, here's Romania. It's green, so it's keen out. Romania, a nice purple with the... I like the see-through music note. To me, these are just really freaking cool. Again, Romania. And that's all green. That's all Romania. Like some of these are just beautiful. Central Bank of Brazil. I have no idea how I got this. But look at this turtle. That is cool. They joined the EU currency 3 years ago. See, I thought I was like rich, and now these are completely useless. And by the way, of course, oh, wait, what do I got here? How do I have so much Krona? Here's a new 50 Krona that's keying out, and here's another 100 Krona. And then tons and tons of change from all over. You can't really see it without me dumping it over. So, yeah. I actually just kind of enjoy. I'm not a coin collector or anything like that. I just kind of enjoy it. But to be perfectly honest, I have to go wash my hands now. I can't. That's one thing. I can't do that. So give me a second. Okay. The title of the stream should be changed to showing off my money. They didn't mean to keep the change, literally. Yeah, that's okay. That's the way I collect it too, a pile and the hand washing too, yep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna keep going. I honestly... Oh, Nate. Now it's time for change. This is funny because I seriously thought we were gonna bang through these last few photos and then I would be able to go back into some other travels and edit. Has your dishwasher been fixed yet, Stian? Or have you been here the whole time? Just curious. Got going there. Oh, okay. That's a tanker. I took a break. Okay. Well, keep me posted. Keep me posted. Let's go ahead. Let's grab. It's still not fixed. I didn't mean right now. Let's grab a sky mask. Bring that down just a bit. I want to bring out a little bit more detail. I mean, look at that. There's no highlights in this sky. It was getting ready to rain good. Evil Tim says, luckily you are streaming from Germany. Other countries impose a tangent limit on the internet highway. Oh, Tim. The reason that it's okay for me is because I have a high-speed tangent train. And I don't even know if you can see that on YouTube. I put in the tangent train emote. It's a high-speed train. It's okay. Let's make sure to name our masks. I want to go crazy, but I love the fact of bringing in like this rain back here in the distance, just getting that to be a little bit darker, a little more happening there. So we could do something like that, but I don't think we will. That's too much. Too scary. And the one thing to remember, whenever you are adjusting, whenever you're adjusting the skies, you also have to take in consideration of the water, which is the reflection off the sky. One would hope it would keep you on track. Oh, the irony there, Tim. I never thought of that. The irony of being kept on track by a tangent train, and a tangent always takes you off track, thus a tangent. But you have a tangent train. That's making my brain hurt. We shouldn't have a tangent train. Because you don't want to go off track. Don't. It's not a good thing. Not a good look. Okay, let's get in here. What am I doing? I lost track. Let's get into our color mixer. Let's do our saturation. Let's get some colors. Let's zoom in. Let's get some of these colors to pop. So let's add a bit of saturation there to our reds. Digging that. We can come in, add some saturation to our yellows. Perhaps it is off the rails. Usually. Some point in time, it'll get there. That is working for me. That's the before. That's the after. I think I need to bring down, we've got just too much blue going on in our sky mask. Let's bring our temperature back up. Yep. And let's open up that shadow. I gotta change this back. This purple is driving me crazy. Oh, come on, Mac. Then that would be a crazy train. Oh. Aussie. What am I looking at? I want to do a vignette for this. Let's just sharpen it. Aussie is one of those people who very sad passing, but he's had a hard life. I never did get into or watch the Osbournes. My brother was a big Ozzy fan, so obviously I listened to it quite a bit early on. Early in my life. I'm having one issue here. Let's get in and let's do this. Okay, I'm having a second issue. Ah, that's in the sky. Gonna leave it, gonna leave it. Okay, moving on. This, okay, so this photo, God, these are so freaking cool. Now, I do not know how to bring out the light rays more. I'm having issues, so this might end up being like one of the last images we work on today. But I really want to try to bring out these light rays. Like, I love the color that we've got going on. This storm front coming in, these clouds. So right now, let's make a sky mask and we're gonna play. That's pretty much all we're gonna do. We're gonna see what we can get out of this. I know we can probably go in and darken some stuff up. We bring our whites. Don't want to clip. Okay. Leave our shadows. Remember to drop a little on the stream for the YouTube people. Remember to drop a like. Oh, a like. I'm like, what are you talking about, Shawn? Remember to drop a like on the stream for the YouTube people. Thank you, Shawn. It's very kind of you. Very kind. Okay. So if we are trying to get the contrast, to pull out the highlights of the sunbeams. Like, I don't even know if you can see the sunbeams on the stream. Wonder if I have to paint those in. I have an idea. Okay, let's delete this mask. Okay. We can always make another one. That's fine and dandy. Let's do a linear, not a linear, excuse me. I want to do a range mask. Let's do a luminance range mask. Let's grab that color right there. Now let's bring this back. Oh, we're losing. Okay, we're losing that. Yep, we don't want that white. Okay, we're getting close. Getting close. Can always paint that out. That might be it. Okay, nope. Need to bring this back a little more. I can start seeing right here our light beams coming through. We're missing these over here. Okay. Grease, no. It's the whites. No. Pixie! Hello, Pixie. Welcome in. It is great to see you. Everybody here knows who you are, but let's give Pixie a quick shout out. Going the old-fashioned way. How are you today? I hope you're doing great. Been loving your blink streams. I have. Okay, we're gonna create a new mask. Let's do another luminance range, and we're trying to separate what it is that we've got. So let's bring these in. If we can actually keep where those sun rays are. Pixie says, I'm doing well, thank you. Feeling productive and well hydrated. That's great. Okay. I am not thinking this is going to be the best way to do this. Pixie says, thank you for popping in during those streams, Shawn. I'm glad they've been entertaining too. They've been really good. During the day, it's a lot of lurking, but very enjoyable. It's nice to have a friend in the background when you're in lurk mode. That's always fun. Okay. I'm a photographer, yeah. Yeah, so just to give you some quick, wow, where did we just go? Come on, you can do it. My max, my go-between, it's not playing nice. So these are some of the pics that we have been working on our trip to Slovenia just recently. Absolute Lake Bled. Absolutely gorgeous. Just the water is amazing. Church on an island in the middle. Beautiful. We've got the Alps working on some black and whites, as well as just some color pops. The Alps were just gorgeous. Gorgeous. The skies, it rained every day, which was wonderful. Not a problem. There were great, huge waterfalls going through the Alps. Of course, it's the Alps, so there's going to be waterfalls. Doing a little color grading, playing around. And then, of course, we've got our Alps cows with cowbells. Got to have more cowbells. Oliver and I, we have different styles of photography. I prefer to nature travel, and Oliver, who is absolutely stunning and amazing in nature, macro, things of that nature. So yeah, it's respect. What is it? Oh, you little gnat. Game respects game. Let's put it that way. So a lot of hiking. Then again, just getting into some high key. Like, let's go full screen. Just playing with some high key black and white, which was a lot of fun. Reflections. The water coming out with the sandstone in this region is amazing. Just the color, the water, and unedited, gorgeous, again, monster waterfalls. Shawn's editing style is also quite different to mine. Shawn is very professional and does everything in a logical order. I do not. Oliver, I actually appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that coming from you. Thank you. Another gorge we hiked. Do you have a preferred scene to take of pictures, or are you mainly looking for colorful possibilities in the wild? Oh, that's to Oliver. Okay. So this is kind of where we're at now. Let me go ahead and let's get back up to the top. Oh, that wasn't to Oliver. So Pixie, to give you some background, when I started out as a photographer, I mainly was dealing in, let me get out of this. Let's go back up here. Mainly dealing with travel photography for the most. Now, that is where I was going, and I became extremely stagnant with my photography. So I went to the New York Institute of Photography and studied there, knocked out a 3-year course in like, I think it was 8 months. I mean, it was so amazing to do. And so that really pushed me to go into different directions. So then I went back to the United States and was really getting into different styles of photography. And I became a sports photographer. So I was shooting for the Mass Olympic Committee. Let's do this. Let's get back to our attributes. 3 stars. And so I was doing a ton of sport photography. So then when I came back here to Germany 7 years ago, a buddy of mine who owns a studio, I started working there. So then I became a portrait photographer. And I was doing portrait, and I really loved working with the people. You know my personality. I've really a lot of fun working with people. And I became pretty good at it. Then the pandemic hit. And so, of course, you're not doing any travel. You're not doing any portraits. I did do the... let's jump into here, going over to Behance. And I did do... Here we go. The lockdown window portraits. So these are a series of portraits that on Easter, I went around to all my neighbors and was like, hey, I'm coming and doing portraits. Get out your window. And so these are neighbors and people that, neighbors and friends. And so I was able, because I was out walking around, getting my exercise in, I was able to do this. And so I contacted them all and I'm like, hey, we're doing portraits. Come to the window. And so this is what we did. And it was a blast. But this was in full lockdown. So it was just having a lot of fun. And yeah. So I guess it's kind of a way to think about how not just I evolved as a photographer in the subject that I do, it's more about taking what I've learned and what I've done in other aspects and trying to take it to that. So now that we can travel, now we're getting back into traveling. Now I have a lot of travel photos. So it's really cool to be able to say, yeah, if I want to do a portrait, do a portrait shoot, I can knock out a portrait shoot, no problem. We have a sporting event. Let's do a sporting event. I've never pigeonholed myself, even though there's times that I am photographing. I don't call myself a bird photographer, but I've got some of the best bird photography that I've done is amazing. Like some of my favorite photos are like of bald eagles in Maine. But this, again, to me, this is nothing because it's literally 1 block down to the river right here. So I can go to the river and shoot birds all day. Photograph birds all day. And then, of course, we have washing parades. And where else have we been to? I've never pigeonholed my either. Well, that's good, Devlin. We still on the 3 stars. We are. God, I have a ton of 3 stars. You know, Madeira. So the big thing, I think the big thing about me is I love learning. So this is kind of the part of traveling. Being able to learn about an area, a culture. You know, Madeira is Portugal. I love Portugal. Did I ever know about this island? No. This island is closer to Africa than it is to Europe. This place is amazing. And the other big thing for me, I love this photo. God, I love looking back at the old ones. Like, this is just a few months ago. For me, photography has, the biggest thing I've learned from it is to slow down. To actually slow down and look. The way that I used to be, oh, this is beautiful. The way I used to be is it was more important to get to the destination than it was to see what is along the way. Photography has taught me to slow down and actually look. So I know it sounds cheesy, but it's very true. It's very true. You know, we've got like the sand dunes in Oregon. I always end up on the beach, I swear. It's hilarious. I always end up someplace near water. But I don't want a boat. I'll be on a boat. I don't want to own a boat. I don't. Okay, Oregon. Then what do we got here? This would be, where are we? Ireland. Oh, yeah, the Ireland trip. I pine for the fjords. The fjords? That was amazing. We took a ferry through the fjords, and I think I took maybe like 1,000 photos of all the waterfalls. And it was, as the ferry is going through the fjords, it was just like oh, took so many photos. Yeah, so again, as I've said, I don't know why fishing gear, boats, the water, love it. So yeah, I don't know. This is a beautiful photo. Tranquil, simple, nice little story. I like that. Sheep. Gotta love the sheep. Okay. Was this not? Oh yeah. Polybunion. Polybunion. And then, of course, we've got the Cinque Terre. And it's interesting. Actually, let's get back here. This is one of the things, let's turn that off, is to play. Now, I'm shooting this with an 8mm fisheye lens. So the idea to go through and going someplace and taking photos, it can get stagnant. So grabbing a different lens and pushing yourself, like I had a time that I was using a 35mm prime lens and that's all I would use. And I would push myself just to use that. Check out that barrel distortion. It's 181 degrees, Oliver. 181 degrees. I mean, it's a blast. It's a blast to be able to use, to go through. Who else is going in and using a fisheye? Ironically, Sis has been going around with an old camera lately and snapping some shots, so I dig this. I love my 35mm prime, but sadly I can't use it for everything. No. That's the whole thing, is being able to push yourself to the point or just trying to discover different ways. Now, I have a 200mm prime that is super old, 100% manual, and that gives some cool effects that you can get. And then from there we go to Tuscany. So as you can see, Mrs. Shawn and myself, we love to go get lost and travel. Like these photos, all these photos right here, we're driving down the road, we're in Tuscany, and I see a farmer's, like a farmer road going back. And I'm like, whoa, we gotta go down here. And Mrs. Shawn is like, oh, you sure we can? And I'm like, what are they gonna do? If they tell us to leave, we'll leave. I don't care. So we went down, and I mean, the lighting, look at the lighting shooting through the clouds. It was just amazing. The tree lines. Love Tuscany. Well, I love Italy as a whole, but just, so good. And casual trespass. Yeah, I draw limits. Like, I did not come up here. I think this is a hotel. No. But at the same time, oh, do I have a photo of? I was so angry. No, I wouldn't have marked that. No, you know what? We're staying happy. The hilltops, absolutely gorgeous hilltop villages. That's the one we were staying in. And then, of course, we're back to the ducks. So, this isn't a duck. I know, Oliver. Geese. I knew the second I said it. Oliver's probably typing. Then doing some experimental stuff. Thank you, Devlin. No. Pixie, do not say you're sorry. Today, was a completely tangent day. We went from trying to fix Stian's dishwasher. That's how the stream started. Trying to fix Stian's dishwasher. Then we had tangents about drinking ages throughout different countries. Then we have tangents about speed limits in different countries. Today we've been all over the place. Like, I think I maybe worked on 3 photos. So this is, Pixie tangents are perfectly normal here. They're normal and they're encouraged. If there is, and there has been times that I'm actually trying to get work done, I will let chat know, hey, take it back a little bit. I'm trying to get some work done. Yeah, so, okay. Family Christmas, let's get back up, the attributes. This was, okay, is this the image? Santorini. Oh, look at that. Ooh. I am notorious. I'm horrible for this. I go through my photos. We go on our trip. We come back. I upload my photos. I start looking at them all. And I'm like, meh, I got a couple good ones. Meh. And then I take a few months and I come back and I start looking at what I've got. And I'm like, okay, these are cool. And I was in Venice and came back, and I love Venice. Venice is amazing. And I came back and I was so disappointed with what I had. Like, what I had in my brain was not what was in the computer. So it's almost as if you have to let that settle down. Like, you have to forget a little bit. And then you come back and you visit and you're like, damn, there's some good photos here. Like, even this one, is this even edited? No. Both of these totally unedited. That's actually a really good photo. That's a raw photo. Now we're getting into some portrait work. Got our pics. Family portraits. They did sign a model release. And the black sand beaches of Iceland. And everybody say it. I want everybody to put it in the chat. Go ahead. Okay, hold on. Now I have to brag. Thank you, Oliver, the Arctic pigeon. The sand eels. Just for anybody that doesn't know that may be new here, your puffins. The puffins, when they go out to feed, to catch their most liked, which is the sand eels, that they go out, they get almost always 5 before they come back to their burrows to feed when I look at photos I've taken, there's often ones I just can't make look how I saw it at the time. The camera simply doesn't see the same as our eyes do. It is true, Oliver. That's why I love editing. This guy or girl, I don't know which, was amazing. This photo is amazing. I am so happy and proud of this photo. The only reason that I got this photo, these series of photos, is because, and for those of you in chat that have been with me know this, I'm a freaking jerk. I'm a jerk. I'm on a cliff. I've got my monopod, my camera, I'm taking the photos, and this bird is standing there and doing weird stuff, and I don't understand why. I don't speak Puffin. And it's because I was blocking his burrow. As soon as I moved, or hers, its burrow, trying to feed its baby. And I'm making it nervous. I'm too close to its burrow. Not to them. I'm using a 500mm lens. I got a huge lens. So it was doing some very strange motions, trying to wave me away. And finally, I got the idea, and I moved slightly away, and it ran right in to feed its baby. And I was like, I'm such a jerk. I'm so proud of these. So freaking proud of these. Iceland is amazing. The ponies, the waterfalls. I'm pretty proud of them. I'm pretty proud of them. The other one, okay, now I'm gonna do this. Let's jump into, just because we're getting, no, we don't want cows. All right. Oh no, do I have the wrong freaking drive? I have the wrong drive hooked up. I do. Okay. It's still the wrong drive. I love this photo. I love that photo so freaking much. And this photo with the lupin, you can see the eye of the eagle. Same thing here, the eye of the eagle. So if you can't, it's hard. It's hard to take photos, to edit photos. And I know a lot of good photographers suck at editing. And I know the majority, I'm my hardest critic in the sense of most of my photos are gonna suck. And I realize that. It's a reality. And I'm happy with that. I'm okay. Because I can get a photo like that eagle, like that puffin, and it will make me so freaking excited for so long that I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I can build on that so much. This photo here, let me show you. Here is the original. That original photo there is gorgeous. The framing, the clouds, the mountains, peaks coming through. We've got a little bit of a hut, a little bit of life in this foreground. The depth that is happening here, the sky, the clouds, everything about this. The green doesn't bother me. Pixie, I know you don't know this about me. I hate green. Greens drive me crazy. Greens are my nemesis. I love the color green. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I have to do something with them. If it's a certain shade, it drives me crazy. So taking landscape photos, I have issues. Doing something like this, it was requested by chat to make it look more like fall. So I said, okay, I'll make it look more like fall. But in reality, this is the photo I would go with. Out of all the photos I took on my last trip, this one probably got me the most excited. I loved this. I loved it. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I love doing it. I love editing. The interesting thing is, I don't know how interesting it is for a stream. Like, I get bored of myself, and it doesn't matter how good the photos are, streaming this. That's why we have tangents. That's why we talk about everything else. That's why we talk about money. Money! Oh, a bag of money from all over Europe. That was the other thing we talked about. If your streams were boring, we wouldn't be here. I hope so, because what happens... Oh.
Work just followed.
Work, hello? Or Mr. Work, hello? Thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciated. I get sometimes chat is down, but viewership is up. So it's interesting. No, it ain't about that. Like, I feel the same people watching me animate. Some processes are slow or tedious, or even people that are in the same field get it. We feel it. Yes. Hello? Let me know if it's Mr. Work or Work. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Probably not. I'm dumb. But honestly, people watch for the motivation and company. True. Stan says, I mean, watching editing streams aren't hilarious, but I learn a lot just watching, and it's interesting even though I'm not rolling on the floor laughing. You should be. I tried to help. I tried to fix your dishwasher, Stian. Come on. Oh, it's laggy for you. I am good all the way around. So I'm sorry for that. You doing your thing is important because it's needed for someone to get the motivation to get back into the field or back to work. I agree with that. I do agree with that. You know, but at the same time, chat loves seeing me fail. Get into some program and just fail it. I've been watching this stream for hours. Oh, it's for you. Okay. I don't know if you can hear me. I apologize for that, but welcome in. We have an amazing welcoming community here. We have artists of all kinds, not just photographers. And I do a lot of different stuff too. So welcome in, and hopefully I keep you entertained. Okay, hold on. Let me snooze this ad break. Boom. Okay. I am coming to an end, so I wanted to give that a snooze. Let me get down. Where did we end? I don't even think I finished this one. Maybe I did. Can you tell me how I add my own fonts to Photoshop? Because I want to custom one, but I don't know how to add it. I'm a photographer myself. Welcome in. Everyone loves to watch failure. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, let's jump over into Photoshop really quick. I've got this photo. Let's go ahead and let's hit T for text. I said T for text. There we go. Let's grab our text, and that's fine. Let's do a Mr. Work. And okay, whoa, let's do this right. I am not typing very well. You can tell I've been live way too long. All right, let's go ahead and increase that size. There we go. So now adding in, when you come into your font panel, what you're going to want to do is you've got your more fonts, which are going to take you into Adobe Fonts. Now, are you on a Mac or are you on a PC? Because we're going to be talking about two different things. Because if you want to add your own font in Photoshop, you actually have to load it into your into the folder. You're on a PC. Okay, I cannot help you. I cannot help you how to add it into Photoshop. Well, I'm not even going to get into it. You get into your font book on a Mac, and then you can transfer it on over into Photoshop. Yeah, it's easy to do. I just don't know how to do it on a PC because it's been 2 decades since I've worked on a PC. I'm sorry. Right click on the font file and install, I think, on Windows. Let me check. There's a Photoshop Discord. There's a PC people there. Yeah. Well, it's okay that they're asking. I mean, I'm here to help in any way I can. To the Adobe, yep. I wonder. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do I have Sandrine's font here? Hold on. Let me. I wonder if I've got it in this. No, I don't. Do not have Sandrine's font. What I was wondering is if it's like other things in Photoshop where you can just drag the font onto the Photoshop icon and it'll load. I wonder. What is that called? Blood and Guts. Ooh, dupe bug. Yeah, if the font doesn't show up after installing, it might be an old type 1 font. Yeah, I don't have Sandrine's font on my laptop. Do not. Okay, I gotta snooze this again, or we're gonna get stuck with ads. The big thing, and this is interesting, most things, like if I've downloaded any type of styles, gradients, things of that nature, and I want to upload because I've had issues before, I can just drag it and just drop it onto the Photoshop icon and it loads. Found it. I'm good. Thanks. Cool. All right. Let's get back into here. Where do we want to go? Lightroom Classic. We're in it. Okay, everybody. I went big time over today. Today was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for the tangents. Thank you everybody for the tangents. This is always just so much fun for me. So Dupebug, thank you for Alessandra, or from Alessandra, for the sub. That's very kind of you. In an hour, Jack and I are going to be back. Talent tangents. Yeah, I'm talented at wasting time. Talented at wasting time. I like that. Tangent talents. Yeah, I would think that would be you, chat. That would be you. Tangent talents. So we're going to be live in an hour. Why can't I even think about what we're going to be doing? And it's going to be a regular length. The regular length prompt jockey, so it will be a full hour long. And damn spam. We are working on backyards. We're doing a prompt jockey backyard, so we're going to be doing strange and wonderful things in people's backyards, like probably throwing lawn darts. A full hour. Yes, we're going to be able to go a full hour today. Adobe Live doesn't start for another 2 hours. So let me confirm that. Yep, the Ads Made Easy Bootcamp is part due. Starts in 2 hours. So make sure to check around that. Check that out. I can't even speak. I've been streaming for so long. Oh, okay. I think that's all the announcements I've got. Next week, I will be streaming Tuesday, but not Thursday. It's my birthday week. I will be going away. So, what? Probably do some type of birthday thing. I don't know what on Tuesday. We'll see how that goes. That's all I got. Make sure to check out all the streamers that we had. We had Alessandra, we had Pixie, we've got Frank, we've got everybody streams. Everybody streams. You all know who they are. I see you, Stian. I see you. Don't make me whip out a wanted poster. I got a whole bag of yeah, you stream. Everybody streams. Umacorn's going to be streaming tomorrow and this weekend. Oliver, you're the mod power, though. You mod for everybody. You may not stream, but you are as big as an intricate part of the stream as the streamer. You're, dare I say, the Tim Mobest of Twitch, dare I say. Okay, ads are gonna start in a minute. Dang it! Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, Jack's. I don't know if Jack is streaming. Don't insult him like that, Dupebug. Do you know who Tim is? You? Huh? Didn't know. Oliver is a machine. Recently donated to his fund. Oh yeah. Hey, by the way, speaking of that, I have some discontinued bills I can send you. Yeah. So I've got some old Kronas and some from Croatia, and yeah. That's just mean. Discontinued bill so he can frame it. Yeah. You and this cash holder. Oh, check this out. God, I really gotta end the stream. We were talking about getting cash, like traveling to other countries and having to get cash and buying cash and the whole thing. So I've got all these bills everything from the Bank of Ireland, so yeah, Bank of Ireland, Northern Bank, Coronas, but they're just cool to look at. And so this is just money, you know, change that I come home with, and so I always keep it. And then it's obviously full of change there. What do you photograph mostly? I did lots of street photography, but started thinking of just land photography, just started thinking of because I'm getting bored of the city. Okay, street photography is pretty much dead in Germany. It's against the law. And so a lot of photographers that were street photographers were pretty much put out of business instantly when it was turned into a law, privacy laws here in Germany. And so I do travel. I had this whole conversation just a few minutes ago, but we've travel. Wow, they're able to enforce that. Yeah. If I do street photography and I post it online, there are lawyers that are tracking that, and it's like a 500 euro fine per photo. Lots of lawyers making lots of money that way. It's a long story, but why are you taking so many of the story? Tim. I mean, Dude Bug. Dude Bug. In my past, I've done sports, I've done portrait, I've pretty much done anything that's available to me, and also anything that paid. So, yeah, I've just done it all. My favorite is travel and travel. So that's about it. For us, you can do street photography, but can't take pictures of minors without their parents' permission. And if the person asks you to delete the photo, you must delete it. But overall, it's just chill with it. Here. Most places are chilled with it. I highly recommend don't take pictures of kids on the street anyway. I try very hard not to, and I try very hard if I try very hard not to show them online during my streams. That's just out of respect. I liked street photography when I lived in America. It's just not a thing here, so can't do it. Yeah, I mean, that's good. I'm never doing that. I just don't want to get into trouble. That's good. I mean, being a moral photographer is good. Being a moral editor is better. With great power comes great responsibility. Don't use a liquefy tool that way. What else? Yeah. Okay. I really got to go. I got to set up for my next stream. I'm going to be live again in an hour on the Firefly Discord. So if you're part of the Firefly Discord, make sure to come on back for that. I really got to go. I've had a lot of water. Okay, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. If I don't see you, I avoid all of this by never taking photos of people and editing them if they creep in by mistake. True. Nice to meet you too. Thank you so much. Okay, if I don't see you, everybody, take care. I will be in chat in the Adobe Live chat, but I will be in lurk mode because I have a meeting at the same time. I think I've announced everything. So everybody have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay creative, and just be nice. I will be seeing you in chat soon. Bye, everyone.
August bei Saturn und Mediamarkt. Das Klimagerät von König, unsere Eigenmarke für hochwertige Haushaltsgeräte mit komfortabler Bedienung über WLAN und bester Energieeffizienz für nur 359 €. Holt euch die Top-Deals aus unserem Gutscheinheft. Saturn und Mediamarkt.